basically, this was right after the new church facility was built, like immediately. Was just invited to join the Wednesday night youth programs, or not even join the program, just like come visit on a Wednesday night during the youth program by some friends, which works out really well. And that's like, it's a perfect example of like the power of just like asking someone to come to church with you. I will gas up Tom for sure. He just had at the time I was in the program such a welcoming environment. I think some of the things that ended up having more of an impact on me were, one, just like, okay, so we have this central theme, but let's just kind of have like, with this whole group, you know, whoever's here tonight, let's just kind of have like a real talk about it. That's what really hooked me in. And I guess another very major piece of the puzzle was the worship band invited me to join. And this was all before the sanctuary was built at the time. So I started with the worship band playing in the, I guess, fellowship hall. And from there, I mean, again, I could probably talk about the worship band aspect for quite some time, but yeah, then like the rest is history. That just blossomed into playing with them until I left for Atlanta, essentially, which would have ended up being 7 years, I think. After graduating from School of Mines, decided on Georgia Tech, which is in Atlanta, Georgia. Did a 2-year program there in music technology with a focus in architectural acoustics. So I work for a building systems engineering firm as an acoustic consultant. Got married 2 years ago. So my wife, Lindsay, has been down in Atlanta as well, essentially since right after the wedding. So I have one other thing I was thinking about that I'll talk about for a second, but on the youth group side, another major thing that helped me develop my faith was the trips. Those were, and I hope they still are, but when I was there in the youth groups, those were like a big deal. The one that I will never forget actually was Minneapolis. We stayed at a seminary, but we'd always come back and it would just kind of be like the Calvary crew in our spot, Tom, and then the other chaperones. And I think it was towards the end of the trip. So it was at the point where I don't remember if it was a Tom term or if it was another term from someone else in the congregation or one of the chaperones, but we were all on a Jesus high, I think, as they like to call it. I think we were kind of ready. I remember having another one of those kind of deep talks, and this one probably would have been more of like a heart-to-heart. I don't even remember what the theme, but part of it was like you're enough, like in God's eyes, stuff like that, which was very powerful at the time. And I remember just like we talked, and I think we literally like just went through in a line, and we had like a quick one-on-one with Tom. I remember just giving Tom a hug, and he would just say something to everyone. And I don't remember the exact words, but it was just like, thank you for being here. You're special. All these happy things that were just really good to hear at that time, I think. So it was very, very powerful. I think there was maybe like we did a foot washing. It was a big deal to just, hear that, you're loved, you're enough, you're special. Thank you for being here type situation. And I remember just like going to sit, almost everyone went off to like sit alone for a while after that. That's really, I think faith is always a journey. And again, it's something you can always improve on and you're always growing. But that time of me sitting alone, I remember just like looking up And it was like a clear sky, clear night, just looking at stars. And it's basically when I truly said, like, okay, I'm in. Like, I accept that, you know, I accept God into my heart. Like, I'm never going back. I was like, there's no way that this is possible without God. Like, there's no way that all of these things could have perfectly made all of this that I'm looking at. I'm like, it's just, there's no way.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be by design. So I decided for myself that I was in, and it happened on that youth trip.